Hello guys and welcome back. I haven't done a talk through video in a long time because I tend to ramble and I've actually got allergies today, so I look like a hot mess. But I've been obsessed with this Euphoria like diamond style of makeup lately, and I've got some new products. I have a whole bunch of new products in my drawer behind me, so I thought it was about time I actually start using them. So without further ado, to make this intro really short, let's just play with some new makeup and make some cool makeup. I actually have already used this product a couple of times. It's the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It's the original one. I know they have like a whole bunch of new ones come out, and so far I was really impressed with it. It wasn't the same consistency as what I thought it was gonna be. It being like a putty primer, I thought it was gonna be like really silicone based, which is fine. I actually don't mind those, but it's quite like slippery, like, but not in a silicone way, and I quite like it, and it does have a smoothing effect to it as well. So for foundation, I actually brought a high-end foundation, which is super rare because I just don't think high-end foundations are usually worth it. But Sephora had a sale on and I thought I'd grab it because I had heard good reviews. It's the KVD, or it's now changed its name, Kat Von D Vegan, something like that. True Portrait Foundation. This is a liquid to powder. I've got the shade Light 021. It's hard to tell online what the shades are like, so let's just crack this open and hope it works. I do love the packaging. I think it's really nice packaging, absolutely. The shade looks like I'll make it work no matter what. I've seen a lot of people use a brush then a beauty blender, so I'm going to use that technique today. And I've seen people shake it up. What does it actually say on the back? I should probably read that. Directions: ensure skin is hydrated, shake well, squeeze and dispense a small amount and blend in with brush or fingers. A little goes a long way, that's all it says. Oh, it's very, okay. And usually I would never recommend actually applying something straight to the face, but that was simply for the Instagram. Okay, now that is like one layer put on. It's very lightweight. There's nothing on my skin right now. It feels amazing. I'm very much for that. And if you're after a foundation that you could wear every day, so far I reckon this is it. This is perfect. It's not tacky at all. It's not transferring on my hand, which is super weird for me. Awesome. And it blends it out really nicely. It has a very light coverage. I'm going to try and build it up to medium to see what I can get out of it. But I think if you're after a foundation that would simply blur everything out and just like cover a little bit of redness, so far kind of loving it. For concealer, I'm going to grab something that's much more affordable at the drugstore. It's actually from Kmart, but you can buy it online, whatever works. It is the BYS Full Coverage Camouflage Concealer with Hyaluronic Acid, and pretty much I will buy anything that has the word hyaluronic acid in it for dry skin. I have grabbed the shade Ivory. I'm going to use this to simply brighten my under eyes, conceal a little bit, and just highlight overall my face. And I will be blending that in with a beauty blender just for simplicity, to be honest, that's all it is. I thought it was alright. I didn't necessarily think it was full coverage. I think it's very natural. It goes with this particular foundation really well because it was a natural foundation. I don't really know if it would go with a high-end, high coverage foundation just because I couldn't make it full coverage. And my eyes, you can still see some blue. Totally fine with it. I didn't mind it. I think it's very comfortable. I will be very lightly setting it just under the eyes just so I don't crease too much with just the translucent powder, because we will be moving on to the rest of the face, which is pretty much cream products. So let's go. I'm gonna move on to blush, and I've been using cream products a lot lately, mainly because it's winter here, but it never feels like it because it's never cold in Australia and it makes me angry. But I have been layering my cream product a little bit differently, so I usually would go in for my powders, I would go bronzer and then blush, but I've been doing it in reverse and I find the look much more natural, and I always tend to go overboard on blush, so it doesn't make me do that. But I have also been obsessed with like Korean skincare and Korean makeup because it looks so beautiful on the skin. I'm not Korean, very clearly, but I'm obsessed with them. They're all beautiful. And I found this rather affordable Korean brand called Rojank. I actually found it on Catch.com, but I'm sure you can buy it other places. And they have a variety of products that I thought were very interesting. So this is an everyday cushion blush. I love cushion products so much. It is adorable. Comes with this little sponge applicator. It's adorable. I freaking love it. I got the shade number 1, and then everything on the back is written in Korean, so I have no idea what it means. It is very liquidy. When you press it in there, it's very, very liquidy. That's pretty. I don't really know if it's showing up on camera at all because it's so subtle looking. A bonus, it is not taking off the foundation underneath. I have that problem a lot with cream and like stick blushes or liquid blushes. They tend to take off the foundation. It is not doing that. Build up this product as well. I don't want to go too overboard because that's just usually what I do. But I think it looks very pretty. Let me zoom in a little bit. It's like a very subtle hint of colour on the skin, and I think for this look that I'm going to do, it's actually pretty perfect. To contour and bronze, I'm using another Rojang product. There is the Profit Stick Shading. I got the shade... Okay, only one shade. That's a bit interesting. Anyway, it is a stick formula. It's very cool because it has 2 tones on it. It's got like a bronzing side and then much more cool toned contouring side. And then if you flip the product over, there's a little sponge thing that I'm guessing you blend it out with. I'm honestly never going to use this, like, ever. But let's give a whirl. I'm going to go in with the contour side first just so I can map out where I want. It blends it out pretty easily, no real issues there. It definitely left some colour on the skin. It looks very cool tone, almost muddy unfortunately, which is not what I'm going for. But I will be going in with the bronzer side. And pretty much just using that where I would warm up my face. I quite like this side better for some reason. I don't really know why. But I think the bronzer shade is much more what I'm after in a cream product rather than the contour. But I think it's a good multi-purpose item. We're going to go with highlighter, which is usually my favourite step. This one's going to be interesting. It's another Rojang product. I find cushion highlighters generally are very subtle, which is fine. I think they have a purpose. I'm generally not a very subtle highlight wearing person. I'm very bold with that. And I've got this shade, it's one of the only shades again, but seeing as the container's pink, I'm assuming it's going to be a cool toned pink one, which I don't know really how this will go with this particular look. It's definitely going to be pink toned. That's pretty. It's very interesting because it doesn't look like it has like a shimmer to it. It's literally a glowy sheen. Like it's almost wet on my skin, and I really like that look. Again, if this is an everyday makeup, I think this would be amazing. Maybe not as much on like a full coverage one, but if you want to use this as a base and then go in again with it, or like another product, that would really work. But so far, I think it sort of ties this look together really well. I was off camera because they weren't a new product by any means, and nor's the eyeshadow palette. It's not technically a new palette. It's just I've used it once and I've had it for like 8 months, so I'm gonna call it newish. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam. This is a beautiful classic palette that I just never use. We're gonna do a very simple brown smoky eye today. I'm gonna sort of zoom you in a little bit and sort of fast forward it, and of course I'm gonna prime with the P. Louise base in the shade 02. So let's zoom you in. eyes are done and I am loving what the glitter and the diamond they're currently doing. So we're going to move into lips. I'm using the e.l.f. matte lip colour in Praline. It's one of those lip crayon stick formulas. It's like a nice neutral colour. And then I'm going to be using the BYS lip gloss on top of it in the shade Crystal Glass, because it actually reminds me very much of the Fenty lip glosses, and this was way more affordable. So I'm curious if this is sort of like a dupe. This is the makeup done, and for the power of quick editing, I'm about to go get some cute hair on. And by the power of editing, we are done. I just attached this fake ponytail thing, very, very loosely done up there, so I can't move too much. But this is it, this is the makeup. I will run through the products really quickly. Let's start with the primer. I've used it a couple of times, really like it so far. Foundation, really like it if you're on a more natural light medium coverage. If you're after full coverage, probably don't recommend it unless you want to build it up. I'm not sure how that'll go. The blush I like, it's very subtle, it's not over the top, it's beautiful, very lightweight. The highlight, it's not the tone I would like. I very rarely use a pink toned highlighter now. Bronzing stick / contouring stick, I don't know, I'm a bit on the fence with that one. I think it came out alright in the end. You just gotta be careful how to make it work though, I guess with all of those Korean products. It was just more of a, I think you have to work with it over time to see how you like it. Concealer, I'm not in love with, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think it was great simply because it's claiming full coverage, but I couldn't get full coverage, so not great when that happens. Tinted palette, it's Anastasia, I already love it. I've used it once before. It blends really well, it's perfect. What more can I say? You already know about that product. And lips. I like the colour of the lipstick that from e.l.f. I thought it was very easy to apply. It has a nice curve to it as well as like quite a pointy end, very creamy. I like it. And then the gloss on top, it's giving me a very Fenty vibe. So I'm going to call it a semi-dupe. It's not as sticky actually as my Fenty version, but it's not as shimmery either. But I like this look. I'm going to take some photos outside in the sun because it looked really cute. But if you did like this makeup look or you just like me playing with new makeup, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel below, which is me by the way. I didn't take an antihistamine because I'm sneezing up everywhere, my makeup's coming off really quickly. But obviously guys, have a beautiful day, night, or wherever you are. Bye!